Today we're going to make a drying rack for the kitchen cabinet doors and drawer faces. And they're kind of basic, but one thing I guess some of the ones that I've noticed, they're kind of stationary, and I thought what I would do is actually go to Harbor Freight, and for 10 bucks I bought a carpet dolly, 18 inches by 12 inches for 10 bucks, and I'm actually going to build it on that so that I can move it around my garage and try to keep it out of my way as much as possible. Again, I'm just making this up as I go. Hopefully this makes sense to you, and it's a simple and easy to do project. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square up this piece of 1/2-inch plywood that was left over from building that cabinet that's going next to the cooktop. I'm going to use these as some support braces for the 2x4s that will be attached to the carpet dolly. So I'm going to make this 20 by 20. Scoot this back. Ooh, too far. So I cut my little triangle support blocks. I have these 2x4s that I had left over from, I think, when I framed the wet bar or the butler's pantry. Looks like you can go 81 inches, so I'm going to cut this 2x4 to 81 inches. Actually, I'm going to cut 2 of them to 81 inches because you need a left and a right. Otherwise, I don't think the drying rack's going to work too well. Now we can figure out how to mount them. I am going to pre-drill, that much I do know. All right, I'm gonna remove this clamp down here. We'll flip it, do the other side. Man, that looks crooked. That's hilarious. Don't judge me. I have some 1 5/8" deck screws. Oh, box those screws down. So I bought these 1x2s here. I'm gonna cut them in half. They're 8 feet long. I'm gonna cut them in half at 4 feet. Center them up on the 2x4 uprights. I already see a design flaw, potentially. Catastrophic one, actually. This could tip over, but I'm gonna go with it anyway and just see what happens. One down. 13 more to go. So then I'm gonna put my next one, like so. It's like a fun house. You really kind of can't see that. It's just like you've gone into the carnival and you've gone into a fun house. They're just all every which way. I wanted to bring you an update in regards to this drying rack since I've already modified it and it's only been a week. As you probably knew already that 12-inch by 18-inch carpet dolly wasn't going to work. But if you saw in the video, I had a cabinet on 2 30 by 18-inch dollies, and fortunately enough, my son came and picked up that cabinet, so that freed up 2 of my dollies. So I actually swapped out the 12-inch by 18-inch dolly for the 18 by 30-inch dolly, and that is what I have mounted to this, because even though the 12-inch by 18-inch dolly was working in the garage, I actually almost lost, like it almost tipped over when I was moving it. I have drawers and doors faces on here, but that are assembled. But when I had them all cut in pieces, I just had them stacked here and I was moving it in the garage and it just started to tip. Thankfully it didn't tip over. I was able to save it, but that just brought to my attention that this thing, despite what you think you weren't gonna have to move a lot, you were gonna move a lot. In fact, I actually moved it into my den because this is where I'm gonna have all of my doors and drawer faces drying. Since it's a controlled environment and my garage is not, and it's like 95 degrees out today. Anyway, that's your update. Like, here, see? Basically, I just unscrewed this and just put this new dolly in place. I did actually level these off. I put a level on them, and they're spaced 3.5 inches apart, so I can get a door in here easily. That's my drying rack. We'll disassemble it once all the doors and drawers are done, but I gotta get to painting those things. That's for another video.